One of the most underrated pieces of fantasy football draft strategy is navigating the dreaded bye weeks, when NFL teams do not have to play a game and, therefore, cost devoted fantasy managers the ability to start some of their top names. While drafters shouldn't let bye weeks play too heavy a hand in who they draft, it could be considered a tie-breaking factor when deciding between two players who are essentially equal. How strongly should fantasy drafters worry about bye weeks when building their team? Which NFL weeks could put some fantasy managers in bye week purgatory? Read our fantasy football guide to NFL buys below, plus some strategy tips on how to include the one-week vacations from top players into your plans. What does a bye week mean in fantasy football? A bye week on the NFL schedule is an off week. NFL teams only receive one bye week in their 17-game regular season, which encompasses 18 total weeks before the playoffs. Wondering how to see bye weeks on ESPN, Yahoo, and other fantasy football league apps? Check your league mates roster page or the free agent available players list. You can also click on a player's profile page. 2025 fantasy football bye weeks. Plan to replace top players. Week 5 fantasy buys. Atlanta Falcons. QB Michael Penix Jr., RB Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, WR Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Chicago Bears. QB Caleb Williams, RB DeAndre Swift, WR DJ Moore, Rome Oduns, Colston Loveland. Green Bay Packers. QB Jordan Love, RB Josh Jacobs, WR Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Romeo Dubes, Tucker Kraft. Pittsburgh Steelers. QB Aaron Rodgers, RB Jalen Warren, Caleb Johnson, WRDK Metcalf, Jonnu Smith, Pat Freiermuth. 2 top 10 running backs, several top 20 wideouts, and some mid-range to low-range QBs and TEs will take a breather. Week 6 fantasy buys. Houston Texans. QB CJ Stroud, RB Joe Mixon, WR Nico Collins. Minnesota Vikings. QB JJ McCarthy, RB Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, WR Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. 2 of fantasy's best wideouts in Jefferson and Collins will not play in Week 6, along with the other Vikings elite skill players, 2 potential weekly borderline starting quarterbacks. Week 7 fantasy buys. Baltimore Ravens. QB Lamar Jackson, RB Derrick Henry, WR Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews. Buffalo Bills. QB Josh Allen, RB James Cook, WR Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, Dalton Kincaid. Arguably the 2 most valuable fantasy quarterbacks will not be available in Week 7. Many of the enticing skill players from these squads reside in similar ADP tiers, so be careful doubling down on these 2 elite offenses.